legal counsel.
Please go ahead.
I'm sorry for the delay.
No worries, no worries.
Thank you.
All right, so it is 6:06 on Monday, July 8th, and we're gathered here for the meeting of the Central Falls Detention Facility Corporation Board of Directors. So we'll get right into it. We'll go through item number 1, call order. So Director Verdugo.
Present.
Director Yip. Present. And I, Director Alaina, am present. For the second, we will, if you can all rise and do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So before we move on, I'd like to entertain a motion to elect a temporary chairman for the purpose of facilitating this meeting.
I make a motion to elect Roberto as chairman, temporary for this meeting.
I second. All right, so we have a motion and we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, thank you. So we'll move on to the next order of business, which is public comment. Rodrigo?
Hi, so my name is Roberto Clemente. I'm a resident of East Providence, and I used to work for the Detainee Policy Institute at Rhode Island University. So today I'm commenting because I would like to express concern as the public hasn't received any information pertaining to whether or not the ICE detainees currently being held at Wyatt have had access to legal representation and pastoral support. I would like to know whether or not lawyers and clergy have been allowed access to the ICE detainees. I know that City Solicitor Matt Jersick said it, I quote, the special master will ensure that the constitutional rights of the ICE detainees at Wyatt will be protected, and so I want to ensure that whether or not that is actually happening. That's my comment. Thank you.
Anyone else? Yep. Mr. Lozette?
Good evening. My name is Thomas Lazier, a resident of Central Falls, 1072 Lonsdale Avenue. I tried to come to these meetings since its inception. I have an integral interest in the facility and to make sure it's operating well, it's operating according to regulations, and it's operating in a manner which provides a financial benefit to the city of Central Falls. That was the intent that when this was established. I am concerned on the operation of this facility, not on its management, but on its statistical changeover in its leadership through the board. We have had a drastic change of new board members. I question the legality of the board. We have 3 members now, and you say that there's a quorum, but I still question, and I have in the past questioned the legality of some of the members of the board who serve on dual purposes. One as a city councilman, while he also serves on the board. And I know that there is a city council meeting this evening, so I would expect that at some point the board would schedule meetings in such a way that it was not conflicting with members' other meetings. I would recommend that because this is a conflict, and there has been a conflict for many years of scheduling your board meeting almost the same time as the city council meeting. I was a member of the city council and I tried to attend this meeting, but then I would have to leave quickly to go to the city council meeting. You have a member who is a member of your board, but he's also a member of the city council. I think to me, there seems to be an inherent conflict with that. I'm also concerned that there was a member that was appointed and became chairman of the board for, I'm not sure, a week, 2 weeks, at a time when the board voted to end a contract for ICE detainees, and at that point directed the warden to remove all ICE detainees here. After that, the city, the board, and the detention center are entangled in a legal battle with the bondholders, and you are presently in court, and the city's presently in court. That doesn't help the city, and it doesn't help its operation here, but it also doesn't help financially of how this facility is going to bring back revenue back to the city. I'm concerned that your operation, I'm concerned that the board, I've tried to attend all the meetings. I've asked in the past that I be notified when you have meetings, and unfortunately lately I have not been. I'm concerned that the number of detainees, I would ask for a breakdown of the number of detainees who are ICE, who are U.S. Marshals Service, who are military, who are Indian population, on a breakdown of what this facility holds and the detainees that are in here through the various breakdowns. I'm also looking for an operational status of how many detainees do we have, what the financial numbers showing in the last in this last quarter and presently, are we running a profit to pay back the bondholders, which is important to me because once they are eligible to be paid, then the city can get paid. And presently, the city hasn't received revenue that should be coming in. It cannot receive revenue, as some people advocate, if they close the facility down. That was never the intent of building this facility and operating it, to have it shut down and closed. That is wrong. It's the wrong direction for this facility to take. It is wrong for the board to advocate for the city, the mayor, the council, individuals to advocate the closing of this facility. I agree with many people who already commented in the past of the president's policies regarding immigration, regarding detention, regarding many other immigration laws. I agree that I do not agree with the policies that we are following, but that is the law at this point. I have also worked to change those laws by electing other people who are not as unagreeable to immigration and treating people fairly and equitably and humanely. What I've seen of this facility over the many years, this facility has always treated detainees fairly, equitably, judiciously, with an operation that has been certified as one of the best in the country, certified operation. This facility, unlike others in the state, is certified, and it operates at a high quality. Some of the questions that were raised at the last meeting regarding if detainees receive certain rights, according to the certification or accreditation, they must receive those. I also want to file an objection that the meeting that you held a couple of months ago when you first organized did not allow public comments. And I believe that is wrong. Your meeting today has public comments, and it had in the past, but in the last couple of meetings have not included public comments. I am a city resident, have always been a city resident, as someone who's been involved in seeing this facility grow from a vacant lot to a vacant building to where it is today. There is a lot of money owed on this facility through bondholders. I want to see them paid off. I want to see this facility operating well. I want to see a profit to the city, but I also want to see every detainee that is here treated fairly, respectfully, with all the rights and privileges that are allowed any resident or citizen of the United States. While they are on public property, while they are in the United States, they should be treated fairly and equitably. And I have no reason to see and have heard of no reason to doubt that they are not being treated fairly. I am concerned, and that's why I've come again to this board meeting to register my concerns. I want to see this facility successful. I was hoping that the water was here, but I'm hoping that we have some breakdown on the number of correctional or officers that are here. Do we have another class? I was at the graduation of the last class. Do we have another class scheduled? What is the number of detainees that are beds occupied in the facility, and the breakdown? I would also ask earlier if we've changed, because of the new members on the board, have we changed any of its operational management? I asked that if the legal counsel was the same. I was informed that there are. Are there any other changes that have taken place in the last couple of months? There's been a great transition with the mayor's appointment of new members of the board. I know that the board is short. It is short at least one member, but I think it's short more. Is the official membership on the board 5? I thought it was larger than that. But these are some of the questions. I'm going to be around. Hopefully we can answer some of those. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have one. Hi, Steve Loftus. I'm a reporter with Outcry, Rhode Island. I just wanted to note that there's no reason why the board cannot answer these questions when asked at an Open Meetings Act. The Open Meetings Act does not say you have to be quiet about these questions or you have to wait to a certain time. So it's really cool if you can answer any of those questions that were asked. Thank you.
All right, so is there anyone else that would like to participate in public comment? All right, so at this point, I would like to accept the motion to close public comment.
Make a motion to close public comment.
I'll second.
All right, so we have a motion to close public comment and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, and we'll move on to the next order of business, the approval of meeting minutes from June 10, 2019.
Can I request a copy to be distributed? I think pursuant to the open meetings, it's on the agenda, they should be available.
I think available and having ready copies to provide to everyone in the room. I think that's we don't have that number of copies available. I'm happy to, after the meeting, I'm happy to hand you the minutes.
I only request in the future that copies be available.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So at this point, I'd entertain a motion to approve the meeting minutes from June 10, 2019.
Second that?
Oops, so you have to make a motion.
I'm sorry. I motion to approve the minutes from June 10th, 2018.
And I'll second.
All right, so we have a motion from Director Yip and a second from Director Verdugo. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we'll move on to the next order of business, new business. So A, report of the award and summary of facility operations for the period ending May 31st, 2019. And Major, I believe you'll be taking that one, correct?
Correct. All right, good afternoon. My name is Major Renee Ealy Richard. I'm the acting warden for today. The ADP, today's count is at 682 as of 3 a.m. End of day count today will be at 685. The number of ICE detainees in the facility currently is at 139. Okay? For the month of June, admissions were at 189. Releases 173. A variance of 16. Year-to-date variance of 177. June ADP was at 675. 2019 year-to-date ADP is at 584. Our constant observation hours for June of 2019 is 24 hours. Yield-to-date is 3,573 hours. Wages at $80,393. And that was all due to the detainee butler. FTE is at 187, 8 leaves. Administrative leave, 1, personal 0, workman's compensation is at 0, and FMLA is at 7. Current population is 665 or 87%. Total availability capacity would be 770. All right, correctional officers, we are authorized 162, filled 114, vacant 48, active 109, at 70% for a population of 642. Sergeants, 25 authorized, 18 filled, vacant 7, active 17, 72%. Lieutenants, authorized 6, filled 6, vacant 0, active 6, 100%. Captain 7, filled 7, vacant 0, active 7, 100%. The correctional officer count is 109 active. As of 7/8/2019, there were 6 new hires for the month of June. Mr. Benjamin Barber, who's currently filling the lieutenant position. Douglas Montgomery, captain. Thomas Woodworth, captain. Maureen O'Gorman, education specialist. Thomas Lugando, director of finances. And John Apollino is a maintenance assistant. There were 3 terminations and resignations for the month of June. Correctional Academy 44. The Correctional Academy graduated on June 14th with a total of 22 cadets. Class 45, we hosted a physical agility test on June 18th, 20th, and the 21st. Interviews for those candidates will be hosted this week. We're also hosting another agility and written test on July 12th, 2019, and currently have another 28 applicants scheduled to attend. That academy is currently looking at sometime in August, mid to end of August for start date. Airmark, we had an increase in sales for fresh favorites from 687 orders to 713 orders. Decrease in eye care sales from 235 to 194, and we had a decrease in commissary from 4,977 to 3,353 orders for the month of June. We have an increase in sales for ice cream from 700 to 759. For cost savings, going through contracts right now to see where we can save. Capital projects, ordered 20 new PC towers for the housing units, ordered new radios for security staff, working on roof repairs currently, working on new perimeter truck and new vans. New ballistic vests were ordered and have arrived in the facility. For significant incidents, we only had 2 for the month of June. Code blue, a detainee fight, and that was on 6/28, and on 7/6, a code blue, detainee fight. No significant injuries, no injuries to staff. And that's all I have. Any questions?
Yeah, the yield to date, the constant observation.
Yes.
They were due to detainee Butler.
Correct.
Is he still in the facility?
Yes, he is, sir.
Yes.
He is no longer on that constant observation.
Okay,
Okay.
so that's why, that's the minimum in the house.
Correct.
Got it.
And the 2 code blues,
Correct.
they weren't ICE detainees or they were ICE detainees?
No, they were not ICE detainees. Both marshal detainees for both incidents.
And then I know you said class 45 is mid-August start date
We're gonna
for
make
training?
Correct.
Okay.
Tentative.
When would that complete, Major, for the class?
So we're looking at, was end of August, September, probably October sometime, end of October.
Any other questions, Director? Director Verdugo, any other questions?
Pretty good, Director.
That's it. All right, so at this point, I'd entertain a motion to accept or approve the report of the warden, summary of the facility operations for the period ending on May 31st, 2019.
I make a motion to accept the warden's, the warden report for the date June 10th.
All right, and do I have a second? Second. All right, so we have a motion and a second to approve the report of the warden for the period ending May 31st, 2019. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, so the next order of business is the report of the Director of Finance, financial reports of the corporation and facility for the period ending May 31st, 2019.
How you doing? My name is Tom Luongo, the recent hired Director of Finance. I wanted to give you a report. Following is a brief summary of financial results of the Central Falls Detention Facility for the period ending May 31st, 2019. Revenue, the total revenue for the month was $2.4 million. Let's see, we had $634,000 favorable to the budget due to the higher than anticipated ADP. The budget ADP was for 487 for the month. It was compared to an actual of 663. The year-to-date revenue was $10.3 million. That was $1.3 million favorable to the budget due to a high ADP. The operating expenses, total operating expenses for the month was approximately $2.1 million, $344,000 over budget due mostly to the higher ADP. Salaries and fringe was a total of $1.5 million, which was $178,000 over budget due again to the higher ADP. Inmate care expenses, total inmate care was approximately $181,000, $25,000 over budget due to the cost of food services, professional services and programs, etc. Direct administrative expenses were approximately $168,000, $171,000 over budget due to higher legal fees for the past several months. Insurance expenses was $47,000, which is on budget. Building and utility expenses, total building and utility expenses was approximately $201,000, which is $69,000 over budget due to higher building and property repair costs in the past several months. Operating income for the month was $376,000 over, $290,000 over what the budget was predicting, mostly due to the higher revenues generated by the higher ADP. The non-operating expenses revenue, non-operating expenses for the month was $794,000, which was under budget by $8,000. Changes in net assets, for the month was a decrease in $418,000 compared to the budget decrease of $715,000. The following are cash balances in the trust accounts as of May 31st. The general fund revenue, $740,000. Debt service fund was $42,580. Debt service reserve fund was $24,250. The bondholder account was $881,804. Fees and expense fund was $1,333. Special capital expense and reserve fund was $221,741. Special operating and maintenance fund was $142. And that was for the UMB Bank. Bank of America accounts, the operating and maintenance, $61,687. Vendor payments was $251,692, and payroll was $32,842. And that ends my report.
Money to the city.
Thank you for joining us, and thank you for joining me, Wyatt.
Thank you.
Quick question. Knowing that you're, understanding that you're relatively new, do you know if there's a, oh jeez. If there's something you can look into for the next meeting,
Sure.
so into a budget that more accurately reflects the number of inmates. So I know some of it is the expected count was a lot lower than the count that we have. So if we can look into.
Yeah, there's some discussion about revising.
Okay, perfect. Just so that we can kind of see it with the numbers.
Will that be ready for next meeting? Because I know we had talked about last meeting about revising that budget.
That is something that is above my pay grade. I'm not sure. I don't know that.
Director, do you have any more questions? Director, do you? All set.
I'm all set.
All right, so at this point, I'd entertain a motion to approve the report of the Director of Finance, financial reports of the corporation and facility for the period ending May 31, 2019. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the report of the Director of Finance, the finance report for the corporation and for the facility, the period ended for May 31st, 2019.
All right, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. All right, and at this point, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All right, so we have a motion to adjourn and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.